Leftists are livid after Zions Bank pulls funding from Boise Pride Festival over planned children's drag event. Yeah, my friends, the left is losing the culture war. They've had cultural dominance from some time, and it's starting to wane. Zions Bank, upon realizing that sponsoring Pride meant minors would be involved in adult activities, said no. They released a statement pulling their funding, and boy, are is the left pissed off because they're losing and they know they're losing. But here's the thing. This is a culture war. Only one sponsor has pulled out of this event. There are many more that overtly support the sexualization of children, and it is creepy and weird. But you know what? This is the decision that many businesses have to make and they have to go through. Zions Bank was probably, I imagine they're not super political, although more and more people are becoming political. I have to imagine that these people who run these banks and businesses are sitting there saying, if we sponsor this, will we make money? If we don't sponsor it, will we make money? And what's happening now is for a business like Zions Bank, they probably did the math and said there are more people who would be angry with us over sponsoring child drag events than we would gain customers. And thus, we ain't doing it. Look, I don't know about the mainstream left, if the majority of them actually care and support this. I don't think they do. I think it's the activist fringe cult left, and moderate Democrat types are probably like, I don't know anything about it. So when you do the cost benefit analysis, the cost risk analysis, you've got a business that says, listen, every single conservative is going to lose their mind and pull out of this bank, out of our bank if we do this. And we're going to gain 13 customers, if that, for doing it? Nah, whatever. We're out. And by canceling, they put a target on their backs. Here's the story from Idaho 6 News. Zions Bank pulled its sponsorship for the 2020 Boise Pride Festival over a planned drag kids performance. In a statement posted social media Wednesday, Zions Bank officials announced they were unaware of the event's activities involving children and minors and have pulled participation for the 2020 event. They published this statement. Over the years, Zions Bank has supported a variety of Pride events because they are an important part of our support for our LGBTQ employees and allies, and are representative of our efforts to foster an inclusive, diverse, and equitable workplace and community. This support for all of our employees and communities remains unchanged. However, when we committed to our sponsorship of this year's Boise Pride event, we were unaware of the event's activities involving children/minors. Since learning of these basic activities, we have made the decision to withdraw our participation in this year's Boise Pride event and have communicated this to the event organizers. Major victory for the culture war right. Why? So I have companies that we like to buy from, vendors or whatever. We get a supply of various goods, alcohols, for instance, T-shirts, things like that. And we get these things to have a nice environment at the castle. Some of these places get really excited when we put in a big order. We'll put in a big order. It'll be thousands of dollars. And they'll say, wow, what's this for? I'll say, we have a production studio. We do a podcast. And they'll go, whoa, would you put up our sign on your podcast? And I go, no, I won't. You know why? I don't trust your business. Not all the businesses, just some of them. You see, here's what happens. You put up a sign for a local business that wants public attention. And then what happens when they get bad public attention? What happens when the left comes after them? Will they stand up and get your back? I don't know. What I do know is it will generate press. Right now, Zions Bank is generating press with their statement saying we don't want to sponsor sexual events for children. Uh-oh. Narrative is being set. Regular working class people who don't know what's going on are going to hear about this and say, whoa, why are they pulling out? There are kids there? What? Sounds really, really bad. That's the point. So if we here at Timcast were to put up some business's sign and the left attacks them and then they come out and start attacking us, nah, I'm not interested in that. Now, for the businesses that outright say they support American values and our ideals, we'll put up all your signs. We'll put them up everywhere because we're fans, right? In response, Boise Pride organizers posted a statement to Twitter saying they are saddened to learn this is how they have chosen to respond. They say Boise Pride's response to the statement from Zions Bank after pulling their participation in this week's Boise Pride Festival. Zions Bank has been a valued sponsor and supporter of Boise Pride for many years. We are saddened to learn this is how they have chosen to respond to clearly anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric and actions. No sponsor at any level of support receives approval of the Boise Pride stage lineup. We have shared our statement on what the Drag Kids performance is and its importance to the identity and self-expression of the LGBTQ plus youth involved as well as those watching. Yes, drag shows are sexualized shows, period. They always have been. Having kids perform this stuff is over the line. They say, minors have participated in the Boise Pride Festival both on and off stage for many years. Pride and inclusivity do not begin at age 18. It is important for families and LGBTQ plus people of all ages to see themselves reflected in society, on screens and on stages in positive, affirming ways. And we stand behind our entire Boise Pride entertainment lineup. I don't believe them. When they say that minors have been involved, yeah. But what does that mean? That they go on stage and play guitar and sing a song? Or that they come out, with a painting or give a speech? A drag show is when an individual takes their clothing off in exchange for money. Now, it's not overt stripping. It's more like go-go dancing, but you get the point. Drag kids planned for 12:45 p.m. Sunday at the event is described in the official Pride Guide as a drag show like none other. The drag kids range from ages 11 to 18 and are ready to bring it to all the Boise Pride Festival stage. Yeah, I got to tell you, man. You see, not everyone in the LGBTQ community is an abuser, a child abuser or pedophile. But unfortunately, there are pedophiles who are trying to hide behind LGBTQ as a shield. In response to Zions Bank, Gays Against Groomers says this is how it's done. It's not anti-LGBTQ plus to oppose the sexualization of minors. It's called doing the right thing. Thank you for taking this brave stand. We applaud you. Nichols for Idaho. Idaho State Rep, District 11B, and GOP State Senator-elect D10 Nichols for Idaho. Peopletition, do your homework when the left attacks you're over the target, tweeted, closing my account. Why? Seriously, why is a Republican closing their account because Zions is canceling their support for drag kids? Do they not understand? This is weird, right? Nichols for Idaho says when the left attacks you're over the target. Did you make a mistake? I'm not sure I follow. This is a Republican. Okay. Someone said you should close your candidacy as well then. Someone said found another groomer. It's very, very strange, that response. Don't know. But certainly is what people are saying. I will take my business elsewhere. Context. Here's the tweet from Chris Rufo. The city of Boise is hosting a festival featuring child drag queens as young as 11 years old, sponsored by Citibank, Wells Fargo, Target, and Hewlett-Packard. And yes, drag shows involving children are explicitly designed to re-engineer child sexuality. As the academic queer theorists have explained, these performances are sites of queer pleasure, used to liberate children from the rhetoric of childhood innocence. Parents should follow their intuition. It's a huge red flag for adults to have young boys dress up as women and dance for tips. While removing clothing, Chris, don't forget. Amazing that Zions Bank, founded by Brigham Young, is now supporting child drag queen performances. Want to understand what's happening? Read my new Parent's Guide to Radical Gender Theory. Ian Miles Chong says even Mike's Hard Lemonade and Jack Daniels. And that's so weird. Here's what we got. Drag story time. Stories read by some of your favorite drag queens and kings. Come gather up close on stage and enjoy the stories. Yeah. Why? Why you have this stuff going on for kids? For kids. Drag kids on stage. Ages 11 to 18. Well, I'll tell you, good for Zion Bank to say no to this. You can see we've got Jack Daniels, Wells Fargo, Kiss FM, Mike's Hard Lemonade. What is all this stuff? Gilead. They're sponsoring it. Go Squeeze, Optum, Intuit, Micron Columbia Bank, T-Mobile. Bravo, T-Mobile. Sponsoring the sexualization of children. Tito's Vodka. What are you doing, Tito's? Fred Meyer. Oh, geez. Albertsons. Oh, no. Albertsons. Well, here's a good list of companies not to give your money to. Now, I'll admit the T-Mobile thing is hard because there's like 3 cell phone providers. So do what you can, I guess. CEO takes a break from Spitfire Audio after stating support for J.K. Rowling. Let me tell you why it's so important that Zion said no. Because there are many people who are scared to speak up. Let me tell you why it's so important that we build culture. This guy, this CEO, supported J.K. Rowling, and now he's taking a break. Okay, take a look at this story. Vancouver billboard declaring I heart J.K. Rowling defaced and removed. They outright called it hate speech. Vancouver Nonpartisan Association Council, is that what it means? Sarah Kirby Young, calling the billboard hate speech by saying I love J.K. Rowling, who has clearly been associated with denouncing the trans community. The intent was really clear here to be an anti-message against inclusivity and against the trans community. As a city councilor, when I see that, I just feel we have such a responsibility to call that out and stand up against that kind of divisive behavior. What, dude? It's just a billboard that says I heart J.K. Rowling. Man, I'm impressed. I remember when they did that big campaign, It's Okay to Be White. They put up stickers, all over the place saying it's okay to be white. And the media said that it was white supremacy. It's white supremacy to tell people that it's okay to be white. It is. It's fine. Whatever. Be who you are, whatever. This is where we're headed. It's what they want of you. They want you to fear that any attempt at defiance will be met with swift punishment. Well, my friends, let me tell you, we're winning. It's all about building culture. With Zion Bank pulling out, it's just one grain of sand in the heap, pulling back from the cult. More and more, we are seeing people build culture, stand up, start companies, set up a parallel economy, and this is what needs to be done. Here's a story from Post Millennial. The co-founder of Spitfire Audio, Christian Henson, is currently on a break as the company reflects on how to move forward with the supposed hurt he caused by tweeting in support of J.K. Rowling and Father Ted creator Graham Linehan. Henson's Twitter account no longer exists. But the tweet from September 5th read, as a parent, I can no longer keep my mouth shut about this. I am in full support of Glinner and J.K. Rowling. Please look into this. If you have young children, it's in the post. If you have autistic children, it's probably already on your doormat. Bravo. Christian Henson, bravo. So many people are scared to speak up. And it's frustrating because you need to. But I get it. When given the choice between food in your child's mouth and standing up for your child's future, people choose food. It's the immediate problem. And so long as the left has control of that, people won't speak out. So here's what we're doing. Y'all may have noticed we put out a song. Number 2, digital sales. Number 2. We charted on the rock charts at like 21. Charting, I think like Hot Rock and Alternative was 24. Rock was 21. We're charting in Canada. Even Will of the People was charting. Man, I'm eternally grateful. But I tell you why we do it. This dude, Christian Henson, he said, I can no longer keep quiet about this, and they punished him for it. We need to make sure a parallel economy exists. Support Dan Bongino, who co-founded Parallel Economy. That's what it's called. We use Parallel Economy for timcast.com when you become a member. You are helping Dan Bongino, you are helping us, and you are helping create a parallel economy, quite literally. So when they decide to fire these people and tell you we won't support you, they'll have a place to go. And as that tide turns, what do you see? One by one, the dominoes are starting to fall. CNN firing Brian Stelter, many more to come. The partisan crackpots are getting purged, and the culture is starting to shift back to reason and reality. We at Timcast, along with the Daily Wire, along with many other prominent creators, have realized we have to make content and culture. I'll tell you why. For one, Jennifer Lawrence comes out and says she's terrified of Tucker Carlson or some nonsense. She does movies. They give her airtime. She talks nonsense. We need to use cultural influence to explain our ideas and expand our values. But for the longest time, the right never did. They did not make art. They did not make culture. They just complained. And because they did not own these spaces and they didn't even engage with them, you get people too scared to speak out. I mean, look, Zion Bank, they need to sign people up. How do they do it? Well, they thought we'll sponsor Pride, we'll get our logo everywhere, people will praise us in the media, and then we'll get new customers. But something changed. the right has been pushing back to an extreme degree. Not extremist in politics, but pushing back more than they've pushed back probably in forever, or at least in my lifetime. So Zions Bank then sees, hey, we're actually going to lose customers by doing this. Let's leave. CNN, Politico. Oh boy, they're going far right. I'll tell you what's happening with them. It's funny. The left keeps claiming that right-wing grifters are just espousing right-wing talking points to make money. The business guys look at their bottom line and say, we're not making money off this weird woke stuff. What's that about grifting? You mean people on the right make more money? You know, we're going to have a change in plan here at this company. Money talks. I tell you what, there are a lot of lefties. They like to talk smack, but I tell you this, the moment you hand them a paycheck, they change their mind. I guarantee it. I bet you that I could get any one of these prominent lefties. It depends. If they're already wealthy, they're going to tell you to screw off, right? If they're making money off this stuff. But you take a look at these activist left types, maybe a musician. Think about a musician who's woke or a comedian who's woke. I guarantee you, if they get offered more money, they will change their tune in 1 second. No joke. Now, look, there are some people with prominence and they make money off this stuff. You're not really going to, if someone's like making $1 million off being woke, like manipulating people and selling them stuff, grifting as it were, you're not going to be able to outbid them, right? If someone's making 100K and then you offer them 100, they're going to say screw off. But for a lot of these people, they don't make money at all. They're just in the mob. You walk up and say, hey man, I really like what you're doing with that music project. How about I send you a couple grand, you know, and we work on a project together. All of a sudden they're like, well, you know, we got to come together and be in the middle here. You know, it's wrong to vilify your opponents. How much money was that again? It's amazing how that works, isn't it? It's true. You know, I talk about it quite a bit, but that's the reality. We need to create economic and cultural incentives for people to say F you to the cult, to the abusers, to the creepos. So we got to make music. We got to make comics. Look at Eric July's Rippaverse. Man, dude made like what, $3 million? $3 million. Is that how much you made, dude? Wow. I hope you buy, you know, a Model S plaid or get yourself a Challenger, get yourself, I don't know, a Lambo. I don't know. Just get yourself something nice. You deserve it. And I mean it. We're capitalists here. Anybody who succeeds in the cultural space and is pushing back and helping us stop the cult, y'all deserve to buy whatever you want to buy. That's the best part, right? You see, in the principled side of things, where we are capitalists, none of us are really crying that people are succeeding. Ain't nobody complaining that Glenn Beck's worth an exorbitant amount of cash or that Tucker Carlson's a millionaire. No, because we're the capitalists. We're like, no, that's cool. Like, thank you for doing the hard work. You deserve a reward. Congratulations. It's the left that claims people shouldn't be allowed to be rich, and then they go and buy themselves fancy cars. Grifters. That's the game. But you know what? I don't know. I don't care. I'd welcome each and every one of those grifters to stop espousing their psychotic garbage, destroying the system. I don't care if they're grifting. I don't. You know, the intent behind why someone does something good is less relevant to the actions that they're doing. And in fact, often intent is substantially less relevant, right? So what I mean to say is if someone runs into a burning building to save a box of puppies, I'm not going to get angry when I find out that someone paid them to do it. I'm going to be like, someone gave you $1,000 to do it? Oh, you're not a hero anymore? It's like, I don't care. I'm glad you got money. Hey, man, buy yourself a milkshake. You deserve it. You saved those puppies. You know, people talk, we look at what's going on with the left and with abortion and sterilization of children and sexualization of children. And it's like, you know, the end result of all of that, intention or otherwise, is depopulation. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy to try and depopulate the earth. I'm saying that would be the end result no matter what you do. So intent is not really relevant, is it? In the end, all that matters, building culture, convincing people to walk away. The sad reality is many of these people who are in the woke cult don't care for politics at all. They're just saying what they think they need to say to keep working. But the moment they get an opportunity on the other side of things, they'll take it. It depends. If somebody's making, you know, say there's a struggling musician and they're saying all this woke stuff. You offer them a record contract to produce music and get it published, I guarantee you they will change their tune in 1 second. All of a sudden, they'll come out and be like, Look, man, I know we disagree, but I think it really is important that we work together, and that's how it goes. Money talks and BS walks. Zions Bank, why did they pull out? Because money talks. And they looked at it and said, the amount we're sponsoring this for and the amount we're going to lose over this is not worth it. People do not like seeing kids be sexualized. And so ultimately they say, I'm out. And you know what? If the right keeps the pressure up, boycotts, etc., I used to not be in favor of them. If the right keeps the pressure up, sooner or later, all of these companies will back down and say, we don't know, we don't care, just please buy our product. When these guys look at their accounts, they don't go through each account and say right wing, left wing, right wing. No. They say, how many accounts we got? 300,000. Excellent. Hey, our accounts are going down. Why? We're receiving a bunch of hate mail over sponsoring child drag shows. Whoa. Okay, cancel that. We don't want to lose people. That's the way it works. That's business. So you know what? That's how you got to make it happen. That's what you got to do. Here's what I'm saying. We're making music. We started Cast Castle. You should check out Cast Castle. It's really funny. And Tales from the Inverted World, because we want to create a production space for a variety of people. So they can come out and say, I quit. And we can hire as many as we can. We're a big boat. We're not the biggest. So we can't save everybody from the sinking ship. But people who come and work here don't have to worry about social media policies saying the wrong thing or feigning wokeness. Now you can speak your mind here. That's what people need to do. So, bravo, Zions Bank. Let's see the pressure mount. What about these other companies that are still sponsoring it? I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 4 p.m. over at youtube.com/Timcast. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.